everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. I'm Alicia and I'm a sous chef with a sweet tooth. And today we are going to be doing ice cream. It's getting to be hot outside and I'm back to work and I have an entire freezer full of delicious ice cream at work. So I got to stock up my freezer at home. So today we are going to be making a chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. Let's get started. If you have seen any of my other videos, you know that I have done a couple ice cream videos. There is a plain basic vanilla ice cream that goes into great detail on how to make an ice cream. So I'm going to link that above if you want to take a look at that, because I'm not going to go into super detail on this one. I also am going to stock up my freezer, so I'll probably be making one of my chocolate peanut butter cup recipes too, and I'll link that above. It is delicious. This recipe is a little bit different. I am making a bigger batch. The original vanilla ice cream recipe that I have only makes a small 8-cup recipe. So we're gonna get started on the cookie dough part because we have to freeze the little balls before we make our ice cream base. Now this is kind of a spin on my actual cookie dough recipe, but I cut a lot of the flour out of it because we don't really need flour to bake it. This will not bake up. There's no baking powder or anything like that in it. So I got softened butter in here and Locanto golden sweetener. We're gonna beat this for 4 minutes until it's really, really nice and fluffy. So what the beating does, it just kind of makes the sugar granules a little bit less grainy. You're never going to get rid of it because of the artificial monk fruit sweetener. It doesn't really dissolve as well as regular sugar does. To that, we are going to be adding just a little bit of vanilla extract. Beat that for a second. Then we're just adding a couple tablespoons of coconut flour and a little bit of gelatin. Keep it from hardening so much. Now this cookie dough is pretty customizable. I just wanted a plain chocolate chip cookie dough, but you can add some peanut butter to this. I've seen people add cream cheese to it. I am just doing chocolate chips. I did the semi-sweet Lily's chocolate chips because they are the lowest carbs. Did about 21 grams and I chopped them up. Just gonna stir those in. As you can see, it's really soft. If you guys want, you can scoop this out, put it in the refrigerator until it hardens a little bit, and then roll it into little dough balls to put into your ice cream. I'm a little lazier than that, so I'm just going to scoop them and put them right into the freezer and not really worry about them being perfectly round balls. I'm just going to kind of free-form little chunks that are going to freeze and that I can drop into the ice cream. So the first time I did this, I actually did like a little ice cream scoop, refrigerated it, and then cut them in half and rolled them into little balls and put them in the freezer. But I don't really mind if they're not perfectly round. So I'm just going to go around and do all these and pop them into the freezer. We'll get started on the ice cream base. Okay, those are freezing, so I'm going to get started on the ice cream base. Like I said, I've made multiple ice cream videos now, so I'm not going to go through a ton of detail, but I changed up the recipe a little bit. I did heavy cream and cashew milk to cut down on some carbs. I did 3 egg yolks just to make it richer. You can definitely mess with these recipes a little bit. They're not set in stone. And then I got allulose and some golden monk fruit sweetener. And I have gelatin blooming and a little bit of the cashew milk mixture. So we're just going to dump our sugar into our cream mixture. Okay. And the only other ingredient that we're going to be putting in there is some vanilla. Once this milk just comes to a scald, you just want little tiny bubbles and a little bit of steam coming off of it. The milk has been scalded. Everything is nice and dissolved. The sugar, the gelatin. I was stirring pretty frequently, not letting it sit too long so it didn't scorch. We got our egg yolks. We're going to temper them. A little bit of the hot cream. You always want to strain your mixture just in case there's any chunks of egg. You don't want that in your ice cream. The little white parts of the egg kind of came off, the ones that were attached to the yolks still. So there's your base. We're going to add in the vanilla. It's 1.5 tablespoons. You want it pretty vanilla-y and rich. So I have an ice bath here. Hopefully this will take only about 30 minutes to cool down over the ice bath in the refrigerator. If you don't do that, at this point, you're going to cover it with plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator for 8 hours to overnight before you churn it. And while that sits in the freezer, I'm going to stir it about every 20 minutes. We'll be back to churn it up. My ice cream base is cooled to about 42 degrees. This is where you just follow your manufacturer's instructions. You turn it on so it doesn't freeze solid as soon as you put it in. Might need to plug it in. Now we're going to pour in slowly as it churns. That's going to churn for about 20 minutes or so. Like I said earlier in the video, I have returned to work, so my video schedule is changing up a bit. I'm going to be trying to release a video every Friday morning, and then I'm going to be trying to do a live every Monday night, because that's going to be my only night off, where I can cook a keto dinner and hopefully have some people to chat with about diet and the keto lifestyle and the struggles we've all had with dieting in the past. If you're a subscriber here, please hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video, please subscribe. I'll really appreciate it. And hopefully we can get some of you guys on my live stream on Monday nights. You can have some good conversations about, recipes you might want to see in the future. I'll be back to you once this ice cream is just about done. I'll show you how to add in the dough ball chunks. Churn, baby, churn. Churn, baby, churn. Now normally I'd let this go a little bit longer, but I'm running out of time. So I'm gonna scoop this into a bowl and add in my cookie dough chunks. I'm just going to put some in and layer it. And normally I would have a nice metal bowl or a glass bowl that's really nice and cold from the freezer, but all my glass bowls are pretty much broken, and I don't even know if I'd have a big enough one to put all this into. I think we're getting a lot of drippage off the bowl too. I think it's just because it's so hot in here. It's much harder to make ice cream when it's hot out. Last few chunks on top. I'm going to cover this up and I will probably be back tomorrow to get some scoop action. And we are back to do some scooping. So this made about 6 cups. So 12 half-cup portions, about 3.5 net carbs per portion, 200 calories. Not too shabby. Now we gotta try some of it. A nice chunk of cookie dough in there. Really good crunch from the chocolate chips. And not too gritty because we only used a little bit of coconut flour. But it turned out really good. Like I said, you should churn it more. It's a little bit icy because I didn't let it churn all the way. But do as I say, not as I do. I had to run to work, so I had to get it out of there. And you might end up getting more ice cream out of it if you keep turning it because it incorporates more air. I figured them out below for 12 half-cup servings. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I'll probably be doing a mint chocolate chip soon because that's another one of my favorites, and we have it at work right now and I want to eat it so bad. So I will see you guys again soon. Bye.